Spirit asked me to do a series on life lessons. So that's what we're going to be doing the rest of July, just to give us an idea of, on an energetic level, what really is happening in our world. So we wanted to start out with talking about our relationship with God. And we love our relationship with God, right?
Right.
So sometimes this is a little bit challenging. So I got some help from our IQ players just to give us a little idea about, how we might look at it on an energetic level. Okay, IQ players. Okay, so we're going to learn about maintaining our God connection. Here is our representation of God. And here is our ordinary person trying to do good as they begin their day.
Wow. I actually have got time. I've got time. I've got time to meditate. Yes.
Yes.
But, I don't know. I've got an awful lot of stuff to do.
The shortest weekend
Never
ever.
try to sit.
Again.
Never
She's gonna
sit.
get to work.
Wait a
Don't
minute.
think about it. Think about God.
God, yeah. Think about God. Think about God. Okay, God. Think about God. God? 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 God. Where are you, God? Oh, God. God. Oh, yes, I want to connect with you. Yes, God. But it's been so hard.
Yeah, it's always hard, isn't it? It's hard to get to work.
Come on, God. Come on, get come here, God. Get here.
Get anything done and so over it.
Oh, God, why is this so hard?
When she focuses on things being hard, she is immediately repelled. This is not the resonant. This does not resonate with God's beautiful energy of love.
Oh, God, come on. I try.
I'm sure you try.
Try to
Just
get
once
in a while.
I try
Yeah, haven't done anything.
All I want is just peace. Peace.
You know, you better hurry up and get in the car. You're going to be late for school.
Yeah, she's always late.
Peace.
I don't know why.
Look at your watch. It's 10 minutes early. That way you'll always be there on time.
Always late. Always. I know.
Fine,
I have to make up
I'll
for
take
it.
them myself.
It's just too.
We all want to have a clear connection with God. And our first step is to move into a vibration that will allow it. We need to set aside all of our demanding thoughts and open to a pure sense of God within. This means think God qualities. Think love, peace, stillness, wisdom, purity. Surrender to God by focusing on God vibration. Let's see how our friend did that morning at work. Here is her co-worker, and she meditated this morning. So she has to wait for just a second.
Good morning. How are you today?
Hi.
Oh, what is wrong with you? This white cherry stuff.
What kind of shoes are you wearing?
Oh my gosh. I had the best meditation this morning. It was awesome. Let me tell you all about it.
Meditation,
Yeah,
meditation.
she's got work to do. Got work to do.
Work.
Yeah. Come on.
I don't have time to meditate.
You didn't meditate?
No, like I said, I don't have time.
She's got work to do.
I haven't meditated since 1970.
She hasn't worked since 1970. Yeah.
Didn't kill
Get
me
a
any.
day's worth of work out of her.
Once you recognize the light, even in another, it's easy to move into that light yourself. You simply have to choose it. You can choose the light.
Come
Yeah,
on.
choice.
You know you want to. You tried this morning.
No, no.
You tried this morning. Come
She
on.
won't be able to.
Choosing
No.
is another thing she's really good at. Awesome.
Oh. How long do you think this will last?
I don't know.
Oh, it's still like over there.
When we set our intentions to try and we put the slightest effort toward it, the light will always seek us out in return, wherever we are, whatever we're doing. Now, our person has a rather good day. Light on, light off. Let's see what happens when she gets home.
Yay! Mom's home, Mom's home. Guess what? You have carpool tonight.
Carpool?
Yes.
Carpool? What makes you think I want to drive all of you kids somewhere? I've been driving around the city all day long. Wait, it's not even my turn. Carpool, where's your dad? Where's your dad? He needs to take you.
I don't know.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Please. Like this, All right. I'm sorry, baby. Okay, come on. Let's go find everybody. We'll take them in the carpool. We'll sing songs and we're going to have a great time.
Okay.
Okay.
I love you both.
I love you.
And that's how it's done. Thanks, guys. Did you see yourself? Yes. No? Did you see any of your own thoughts?
Yeah.
The first part of having any healthy relationship with God is obviously making that connection. Connecting, setting the intention. And did you notice anytime you make the connection and set the intention or try, God will reach back. Have you ever done a meditation or tried to set your time aside, breathe, and you really felt like you didn't get off the ground? You really felt like, oh, nah, gotta go. Even that energy that you put forth, you'll find during the day, enlightenment will come. There'll be a moment when you'll feel God breathing back at you. You'll feel those angels talking back. Have you noticed? And you'll feel better. And you'll feel the light that you were seeking is seeking you back. And it reaches you right where you are. You don't have to be in a high state. It could be a song you hear on the radio. I know songs have moved you to tears, coming at the perfect time when you couldn't feel God in any other way. You know, the universe will reach us exactly where we are. So, in the Aquarian, I wanted to share what Jesus said about staying in connection with God. Men carry with them all the time the secret place where they may meet their God. It matters not where men abide, on mountaintop or in deepest vale, in marts of trade or in the quiet home. They may at once and any time fling wide the door and find the silence, find the house of God. It is within the soul. It is always within us, that beautiful energy of God love. Yet how often do we walk around thinking that we're separate from it? So opening to connect, the very first step requires us to set aside the thoughts that will bring us down. We call those negative thoughts. Did anybody recognize the spouse or the boss or the friend's thoughts? You know, in the New Testament it says, bear you one another's burdens. I don't think that means what we do. I don't think that means to try to fix everybody's life, to try to worry about their affairs. It means just love each other. It was an idiom of the day, I'm sure, that just means care about one another, care about each other. But don't carry these people in your consciousness. Setting them aside. One of the easiest ways to do that is just send them love. Oh, I recognize you crazy thoughts. Let me just fill you with God love and let you go. And now I can focus back on myself. So easy, right? You all do this already? Good. All right. Then Jesus is teaching this and he says, your human will be absorbed by the divine. Then you will come into a consciousness of holiness. When we meditate, when we connect with God, we do want that experience of our will becoming one with God. And there is some issues about that as well. One of our, I won't say members, she's not a member yet, but she comes when she's in town. She lives in Italy. She's going to join next time she's in the States. She sent me an email, and here's her question, and I love the answer that God gave me. If, as metaphysicians, we try to manifest what we want and desire, how is that compatible with following God's will? Thy will be done and not my will. What is ultimately, as I understand, how we should try to live? So her question is, what is the difference between having my desires and walking in God's will? Have you ever wondered that? Yeah. Have you ever kicked back a little bit, like, oh, I love you, God, but hey, no, I got something to do? You know, just a little bit? And this is what Spirit said. In reality, all of our desires, our true desires, come from our hearts. This is a place where we can all feel God will. It's also, so all of our desires are God desires. They are born from the Spirit of God that lives within us. Does that make sense? If God is love, light, peace, truth, goodness, then any desire that seeks these attributes is a God desire. Do you see? Even new curtains or ice cream could be a God desire. Or they could be a desire born of a need to prove something or control something. But in that case, it doesn't feel like a desire. It feels like a need to have, which is a much different energy, one that lacks love. Easy. So, our desires that are filled with love are born of the love within, therefore God's will. What an easy measurement to determine. If I need something or want something to prove something to someone, or so that I have it and you don't, I know you guys still don't do that, but as little children we were taught to do that a little bit. Any competition, any needing to prove self, any needing to prove that now I'm valuable because I have, that's not love-based, is it? So watch what comes from your heart. That curtain that you want that delights your soul could very well be a gift from God, from your soul, from your spirit. When I am in love and joy, God's will and my will are one. My will and God's will are one. So simple, huh? So meditation does take us to God's will, but it's not something that we should ever fear. It's something we should embrace, because it's going to take us to a higher sense of our joy and fulfillment. Okay. In the Jesus Teacher and Healer, I just wanted to share one sentence that struck me so deeply. White Eagle is talking about the attributes of God, that beautiful love, that beautiful peace. If you could maintain your contact with the spiritual level of life, you would find your earthly life would become healthy, holy, and harmonious. By maintaining my contact with spirit, my physical life would become healthy, holy, and harmonious. Doesn't that sound like where you want to live?
Yes.
Healthy, holy, and harmonious just by maintaining my connection with spirit, my connection with God. We don't ever give up anything when we connect with God. We embrace greater. We embrace greater. Okay. So we've learned how to connect. Yes? We can do this. Now we need to know how to maintain that connection, that in and out of the flow. You know, in the light, out of the light, in the light, out of the light. I was speaking briefly with my son, who gave me a really good example I'd like to share with you, what some of his days sound like. Sometimes his days sound like, God, I got this. A few hours later, God, help me. A few hours later, I got this, God. Oh, wait, I need some help now. Do you see? Am I right? In and out of the light. We all do it, don't we? I've done this a million times. Let me just keep doing it the way I've always done it. What if you did it in the light? Do you think something new and different might come through? Something a little easier, perhaps, a little more enlightened, a little different? And perhaps if you take the light with you, you do everything you do with the light, there comes a day when you don't have to do that anymore. And you get something else to do. Flowing in and out. When you're out of the flow, you're using your own energy. Do you know that? Yeah. When you're in the flow, it's effortless because you're connected with God, and the energy is unlimited. In the Aquarian, there's two specific areas where Jesus is working. I'll just read them to you very quickly because it's very rare that we see this. in chapter 105, he's been working day and night, healing people and teaching. And his friends become alarmed that he would fail from loss of strength, and they lay hold of him and would by force have taken him away to rest. And he did not rebuke them, but he said, "Have you not read that God will give his angels charge concerning me? That they would not hold me fast, and that they would hold me fast and suffer not that I should come to want. I tell you, while I am giving out my strength unto these anxious waiting throngs, I find myself at rest within the arms of God." And another time he is dealing with the woman at the well, and his disciples come and say, you must be starving, we haven't eaten. And he says to them, "I am not faint, for I have food to eat you know not of. My Father who has sent me forth into the harvest will never suffer me to want. And when he calls you to serve, he will give you food, clothes, and shelter." We have all had those moments where we've been in the flow and hours pass and it's like a second, and we're not exhausted and we're energized and we feel good because we can feel God, this spiritual connection flowing through us. But remember, you don't disappear when God flows through you. You don't disappear, you're not a puppet. When God flows through you, the greater aspect of you expresses, your higher self is expressing. You become this beautiful note that only you can make. And it's being fed and sounded by the greater power. Staying in that light. And it's really easy for us to step out, isn't it? Every time we think about personal connections, anytime we have those thoughts, anytime we think about someone we love that maybe being troubled or having a hard moment, then we immediately turn to that instead of staying in the light and knowing they are God's child too. I'm going to behold the Christ in them. They are powerful and God, and they will handle that. And I will love them as they do. I don't need to worry about them. I'm going to empower them with my heart. You see? That helps us stay in the light. When I am in the light, I can share that light with everybody. With everybody. Something that takes actual conditioning to accomplish. Actual training, because our world trains us the opposite. But when we're in the light, we're being fed, we're being nurtured, and all is well. Okay. Feel good? Mm-hmm. All right. So, as our Robbie did in our little play, when we step out of the light, just stop to breathe. You'll realize it. Breathe. The light comes back. Peace. Okay, whatever is being asked of me, whatever is before me, it can now be accomplished in a higher way. A higher way, a higher expression, because I am taking a moment to breathe. So once we've learned to connect and maintain, then comes an interesting aspect of our relationship with God, and that is interaction. If God is greater, and we are all one with God, and God is one with all of us, when we flow that energy, ultimately at one point we will live in the state of complete oneness. But in our world, where we're in dimension, where we're in matter, we don't own that yet. When I am walking through walls, when I can ascend at will, then I will probably be living at a different level. But until then, I need to interact with God. As God flows through me and I share my light with the world, I'm sharing God's light with the world, yes? Do I need to go back to God? Yes. Yes. A big old thank you. Something going back to closing the circle with Creator. Interaction. Have you ever been in a romantic relationship and you know your lover's likes or dislikes and you find the perfect thing for them? It's the perfect thing and you buy it and you just treasure it and then you wrap it or whatever and hand it to them and they're so excited, they're over the moon, it's just perfect and they just love it. And you feel so great that you did it. And they never do that for you ever. And it's not that you set up a you owe me, but it's like every time you think of them, oh, let me give them that again. The second time, oh, that'll be so great. The third time, you know, they never do this for me. They don't do this for me. But when you get it, if you are a good lover and you get that great gift, do you not think, oh, I'm going to get even with them. I'm going to get them the perfect thing. When I see it, I'm buying it. Because I want to give them the experience they gave me. All you good lovers out there? You want that, don't you?
Yes.
You want to give and you want to receive and you want to have that exchange. We do this because we love. Now, our relationship with God is not exactly the same. But there needs to be a point where we turn back. Where we just thank God. We just thank God. And sometimes it's the craziest way that you do it. You never know how you're going to thank God. You know, we give our tithes and offerings in gratitude. That's certainly the foundation of thanking God. There's so much more than that. So much more than that. We've been looking for music. You know, Nan has, as you know, broken her arm. And our music program has been shifting a little bit for the summer. So I've been looking for music, and I found this beautiful piece that Brandy will be singing for us in a couple of weeks. And I just loved this piece. I loved the girl who wrote it. She sings it. I loved it. I loved it. And she had 3 albums. And, you know, I could download that one little song. And I kept going back to her, and I kept going back to her. And it was like, no, I have to buy all 3 of her albums because I love that she's singing about God. I bought them all. And, you know, I don't resonate with all of them necessarily. But I wanted her to know. I wanted to thank God through her. I wanted to thank her for sharing her love of God. I wanted to thank God for letting her sing. Do you see what I'm saying? I wanted to circle back. I didn't want to just download for $1.99. I wanted to take a stand and say, baby, thank you. And thank you, God, for what you guys are doing. You know, and when you hear the song, you'll know what I'm saying. It's beautiful. There are so many ways that we can thank God. So many ways that we can circle back with our gratitude that is above our offerings and above our tithes. They're giving me a vision this morning about connecting with God. And this is what they gave me. And I know none of us would do this. But it's just something for us to think about. You know, we love our church. We love coming here. We love coming in and getting a message. Yes?
Yes.
All right. What if every time we came in, we said, okay, I need something, God. I need something. So we come to InterQuest because we need something. And we take a chair with us when we leave. Because we need something from God. So we're taking that chair. Now, what would the place look like? And in your mind you say, well, I'm going to bring the chair back when I come next. Yeah, you won't. You don't. You won't. There'll be no chair for someone else to sit on. Do you see? Sometimes that's how we treat God. Thanks for the present, God. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it into my world, but pull nothing back, give nothing back in gratitude for it. Does that make sense? I know it's a little crazy visual, but we're full of crazy visuals today. So something to think about, something to be with. Closing the circle. Closing the circle. If we truly understood and could see the energy that flows to us and through us when we are connected with God, we would make it our goal to stay in that light, to stay in the beautiful love of God. Can you feel the energy? All right, let's go with it. I am the crafter of my reality, and I choose God's world. Father, Mother God, we open our hearts. And I ask that your love just fill this space to overflowing. And just become aware of all the angels, all the beings on the other side, all the beautiful light. And now invite a beautiful column of light to come over you, just you. And feel that peace. Let your focus go to your heart. And in your heart, just say, I am a child of God. I am a child of God. And as you say that, feel the beautiful love in your column of light is just permeating into the heart. Can you feel it? That beautiful golden white light, I am a child of God, begins to become quickened within you. And in this moment, God and I are one. I'm a child of God. And in this moment, God and I are one. Breathe. And don't be afraid of God's will. I stand in my heart and I say God's will is my heart's desire. And let those words roll through the heart center. God's will is my heart's desire. And feel the great love. There is no stress or strain. There's peace. Gently feel the safety, the love, the strength, the peace in your heart. And now send that beautiful energy of love to your mind. Let there be peace, safety, and love in my thoughts. Feel your whole body being filled with light. God, our precious Father Mother, we open now to be uplifted, to be fed the food we know not of, to be inspired, and to be the light. Let the love I am express through each one of us, and help us walk with you this week. Take a breath and let your light move out through your arc field. Just breathe and see yourself becoming beautiful light. There's only good. There's only good. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Well, this week, if you take away nothing else, I want you to imagine Adriana holding her little light of golden energy over you. And just ask yourself, check in, is Adriana here? And if she's not, you might want to breathe for a minute. And step back into that beautiful golden light. Say, yeah, God.
Yeah.